Welcome back, guys. You know what it is.
Yes, NJ Family Channel.
She's talking about my glasses. That is why she's laughing. But you have to know it's a bad man coming in all of your shapes and form. Bad man, like, as you can see.
You sound like you have this tongue. When you say
That-
bad man or bad man.
So this is perfect. As you can see the title, this is perfect. Beat Marty Young, come with them kind of stylings here. So Monday, we have to prepare for that. But yeah, guys, being Marty Young, you're gonna be made fun of. You know what I mean? And I'm a bad man too. Because sometimes you have a better sense of fashion and style, and then bad man. So you go.
I like fashionista.
But yeah, welcome back, guys. You know what it is.
Welcome back to the channel.
Another video, another time to share with us, to spend some time with us. Please, guys, please watch out the videos. Watch them out. It makes a difference. Not just clicking on it and then you take time, move it up to see if no niceness are going in it. Nicest in it. Me can't tell you from now. So if you move it up, you're going to miss.
Babe, that sound like a something you do.
No, but may I tell you, like other videos, of course people do it. You get what I say? But just watch the video. You know what I mean?
Yep,
All
agreed.
if I put in your ears and put it down, and you walk and do what you do, yeah, but just make it play out. It makes a difference, guys.
Alright, let's get into it.
Yeah, so being married young. I know, baby, you want to start or you want me to start?
You start.
Alright, so being married young, it is what it is. No, what me that say ago? I was about to say, it is what it sounds like. Yeah, it is what it sounds like. Being married young means a lot of things are new. A lot of things are young, actually. You know what I mean? So for me, sharing my personal space with someone else, that was new to me. You get what I say? Because maybe it would be a bit different, but I come from a small family. You know what I mean?
Tell everybody that you're an only child.
Technically.
And you're a spoiled child.
Not really.
Say it.
But my father have other kids because my sister them. You know what I mean? My father have other kids. But for my mom, I'm the only child, as Babe said. You know what I mean? So sharing your personal space with someone else, if it's the right person, the transition is going to be smoother. It should be smoother. Even if there's bumps, I think making the little changes to compromise with the person, it's a lot easier. You know what I mean? If that person is the right person for you. You know? So for me, personal space, adjusting to that was I'd say a challenge, but it was a challenge I welcomed. You know what I mean? Because not being married and being in a new space, I think that almost is a no-brainer. It comes together. You know what I mean? So even if y'all used to live in your parents' house before, and after the married and still living in your parents' house, so to speak, getting into a space with just you two or us, that was always going to be a thing that was going to happen. You know what I mean? So you can't run from it. So sharing a personal space is something that I think I welcomed. And it worked out for me. You know, I never have much. You know, I was always the tidy person. Me always tidy. She never did.
Me not tidy.
I don't talk. I joke. I
Me not tidy. Wait, I
joke. I joke.
Oh, because I was about to say that's one of
joke.
the things that
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Like being a wife, I can say, it comes with a lot of responsibility. A wife and a mother. My mom used to make it look easy. Like even when she would say, guys, don't leave any dishes in the sink. Guys, sweep up after yourself. Clean up after yourself. And we would just think that she's being miserable. She used to make it look so easy, but when you make your own family and you become the wife now, where you know that chores, not necessarily hint on a wife, but hubby come home, hubby is going to get his rest. You're in charge of making his meal, washing, doing the laundry, cleaning up the house and all of that. That was a challenge for me because every week, now I have to make sure I do laundry. I cook even on days that I don't feel like cook. Not that I have to, because thank God I don't have a fussy husband. If we say, all right, it's sardine and bread 5 days a week, he will eat that 5 days a week. He's not a fussy husband. But not because he's not fussy, I'm going to just treat him as if, oh, babe, all right with that. Him good. Him good. He will take that. So for me, that was a challenge, because I have to um get up on the weekends and know that, okay, you have to go wash, cook, clean. Every weekend is a cycle. And especially having Chase as well, like you don't have a choice. So that was a challenge for me. Because when I was living with mommy, even if I don't feel like the laundry, I can say, Mommy, can you do my laundry for me? Mommy, can you comb my hair? Mommy, can you do this? Mom, can you do that? And even up and since I was pregnant, she used to comb my hair, she used to do my feet. Still pamper me up until this day. But it has become a time now where no more pampering. I have to do all the pampering to my family. So that was a challenge because even though I am the firstborn, still I am still mommy and daddy's little girl.
Yep.
So yeah.
So for me, I'm just gonna go straight to the hard stuff. The stuff that people don't talk about a lot. But being married young comes with having financial literacy. And that mean budgeting. That mean my money. It's not just my money. My money is her money. And her money, it's not just her money. That's our money. You know what I mean? So I
I
had to
agree.
learn quick. Well, we had to learn quick that in order for us to actually meet a lot of our financial goals, we had to know that the bigger the pool, the bigger the goals. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So even though I had one income, she had another, we realized that we had to sit down and we had to say, all right, this is going to be the budget for the month. These are the recurring expenses that if you close your eye, it'll come. You know what I mean? And the man say, America full of bills. Yes, it full of bills. But it full of budget too. You have to know for budget. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I say?
Mm-hmm.
So um she is much better than doing that than I am, I must admit. You know what I mean? She lay it out almost effortlessly. And I realized that without doing that, you will find that you don't even put down a little thing for save.
Yeah, you
You know what I mean?
overspend, you spend
Yep.
unnecessarily.
Mm-hmm.
We had to do that because before we got married, we used to go on a lot of vacations. We used to buy clothes. Like we just go in the mall and we just see something. We're home. We don't have no reason to go in the mall, and we just go in
Yep.
the
Yep.
mall and we just start shopping.
Mm-hmm.
We go online and we start shopping. We get up tomorrow, we feel like we want to do a vacation, we go on vacation. But there has to be a time where, now that we're married, we realize that, okay, we can't spend money like we used to before. We can, but that would that would that would be, we have no goals.
Mm-hmm.
And being married, you have to have goals.
Mm-hmm.
And both of us have to be going in the same direction. One person cannot go left and the other person go right. Um, so that's another thing that we learn being married and being married young. We tell ourselves that we can't expect to have dreams and not making preparations. So as Babe mentioned, the financial part of it, we had to learn how to monitor and budget the finances properly in order to accomplish our goals.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been pretty good on that. And thanks to Babe. Babe is the one who will say no. If Babe said no, no to something he's serious. Me will say no and then when you look at me gone. Me will say, all right, babe, we're not going to vacation this year. We're going to do X, Y, and Z. Or we're
Mm-hmm.
not do the shopping. We're not do no clothes shopping. And by the time you look, me looking at my closet and me feel like my closet not look right. Me gone and mall gone shop. Babe is more, he's more strict when it comes down to finance, the finances. He's strict when it comes down to that. Like, me, we just take money and spend and do this and do that. But with babe, me have to answer to everything. Like,
For real, for real.
babe say, goals first.
Mm-hmm.
Understand? And I'm appreciative of that. Um, I didn't want to marry a yes man, and I'm happy he's not a yes man. You know, for say, no, babe, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And I am never going to disrespect him and go behind his back and do anything because at the end of the day, he's looking out for the best of our interests.
Yep. Totally agree with you, babe. Couldn't have said it better. And another major point, me go straight to the meat of the matter. Conflicts, disagreements. Being married young, it not that being married older doesn't have these as well, but we can only speak for us and at our age what we've been through. You know what I mean? And handling disagreements and conflicts are, trust me, you can't you can't skip over this. You can't. You know what I mean? If you can't find ways to compromise or to solve conflicts or disagreement, it just not gonna work. Simply put, it not gonna work. I'd say probably 95% of divorces. A part of it is not knowing how or not being willing enough
To
to solve
solve
disagreements or
conflicts.
conflicts. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times before it reaches the divorce point of it, there is a period where you're kind of pondering and wondering. It's like, this will go work. This don't feel like it'll go work. You know what I mean? So it's like if you don't manage that little period before you enter the divorce period, you just have to go straight into the divorce part of it. You know what I mean? So for us, managing the disagreement and the conflicts, coming into the relationship, and my mom said relationship, not just coming into the marriage. Coming into the relationship, I wanted Babe to keep her personality, and I know Babe wanted me to keep my personality as well, because that is what gravitated us towards each other. You know what I mean? So with two persons having two different personalities, there's automatically going to be some
Form
point
of this
where exactly
disagreements.
where we're going to meet on some grounds that aren't necessarily going to connect. You know what I mean? As to what we do after that, that is most important. So disagreement can come from whether it have to do with money, whether it have to do with whatever it is. You know what I mean?
And we've had disagreement, not to cut you off, babe,
Mm-hmm.
but we've had disagreements. But one thing I always say to babe, one thing we never want to do is lose respect for each other.
Yep.
Like no matter how bad the situation is, never lose respect.
Mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm.
you see, once you lose respect, then it's going to be consistent.
Yep.
You gotta always tell each other anything come out your mouth, and
Mm-hmm.
that is not good because words are powerful, and it's not something that can be reversed. It's spit out of your mouth. It's like a glass. You break the glass,
Mm-hmm.
you can't put it back together. So I learned since I've gotten in a relationship, a serious relationship with babe. I've learned to not just say anything that comes to my mouth because um words again are powerful. And when I would say sorry, I don't know about babe, but if you say something to me or do something and you tell me sorry, I forgive you, but I don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm somebody that meds things, maybe not necessarily in the situation in the current situation at the time, but afterwards I sit and I meds. and I put one and two together, and I be like, okay, if you say for instance, if you're acting like this on a simple disagreement, when we have bigger disagreement, what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that you have to learn, another thing that we learn to do is see the fault in ourselves, not just blame it to say, okay, if you never do this, no would do
Yeah.
this.
Mm-hmm.
You have to reflect on yourself and learn to accept what you did, take accountability, apologize, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that a lot because
Mm-hmm.
there are times where I could have dealt with situation better, and I'm human. And if babe come to me and say yes X, Y, and Z, I am going to reflect and I'm going to be like, babe, I never have to say this like that. I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do. I didn't have to behave like that. I didn't have to say this. I'm sorry, but the greatest thing is accountability,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa. We're never too old or too young to say I'm sorry, I was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
because again, two different personality, we're going to view things different. We're not going to always agree.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing that we don't do is to go to our bed upset at each other.
Yep.
um babe was the one who break me into not doing that, because as you would have heard with previous videos, babe always say one thing woman that change about me is not to let people just get to me like that easily.
Mm-hmm.
Me they are good and one thing just tick me off and me vex for the whole night. But it's not, babe teach me. He helped me into not doing that because him not like malice, and he rather just talk about it and move on.
Mm-hmm.
And I do a lot of reading upon marriage and all of that as well, and behavioral, how you are to behave in a marriage, and even not just marriage but relationship, whether it be
Mm-hmm.
friendship, family ship, relationship, how
Mm-hmm.
you must deal with people.
Mm-hmm.
And um I've changed a lot where that is concerned. Don't keep malice, learn to forgive, move on, don't go to our bed upset, don't turn our back on each other. So we never ever do that to each other. That's one thing that you don't do. Don't go to your bed upset, because you never know. You could sleep and you probably not wake up, God forbid. How you da feel, yeah, your partner go bed and want to wake up, or sickness or whatever. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's
Some
my
solid
two
points,
solid
babe.
points.
And good. It's so good hearing you speak about it because I I know what you're saying, but it good to hear you really express it out loud sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But another one again, like I said, some persons may may feel like may step on them toe with this one, but it is what it is. How to manage family in your relationship. This, like I said, a lot of these points are not just for being married young, but it's important. You know what I mean? And especially for young marriages where family members think, or let's say they want to have our best interest at heart, they think their advice is always best. You know what I mean? So a lot of family members try to insert themselves into the marriage, and mind you, sometimes it's good, sometimes it works when it works, but a lot of times it's it does more harm than good. You know what I mean? So being married young, it's imperative, very important to manage how much one family are involved in your relationship, and two, how much information they know about what's going on within the marriage. You know what I mean? So it's I call it's almost like a skill. It's almost like a skill because you're almost tempted, especially if you had some family members that were almost your confidants. You know, you told them everything about past relationships. but this is the first time you're being in a marriage, and it's a lot different. You know what I mean? So your confidence in your past relationship, not that it can be a confidence again, but it's not everything that happens, whether bad or good, that you need to run to family members to say XYZ. Because here's what's gonna happen. You may run to them about a particular thing, and then when you don't want them to insert themselves, they feel as if they have the key now to open the relationship and come in to say, hey, this, that, and that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
you run into them every minute. It almost gives them a key to say, all right, you can come in the relationship anytime you want.
Yeah.
You know, and last time I checked, it was only me and Babe reading the vows. Yeah,
Right.
you know what I mean? So it's very important to manage how you allow family members to take part in the marriage. Like I said, there is a space for family in marriage. Full stop. There is a space for them, but you can sometimes run the risk of having family members overexposed to marriage, especially when there are some issues or two in the marriage, and you call them in to I don't know, help.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it may be,
Worse.
yeah, you
Worst
know,
mistake.
yeah. So I know we're on the same page. I know babe on the same page with me in terms of managing, family members.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I believe that, and one of the thing that why one of the thing why a relationship works too is because when we have issues, we deal with it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, we don't disrespect each other. So we might not talk about it in the heat of the moment, but we sit down and we talk like two civilized people and we solve the issue. And we don't shun each other. Like you might tell me that, hey babe, don't tell me my head big, but I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's a mockery. Like we listen and we take it serious, and trust me, if babe say A B C, he disagree he don't agree with A, B and C, I am going to look into it and I have to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Like this vice versa. Um yeah, so that's just how it goes. You just, you have to respect your marriage and
Family.
listen and pay attention, and yeah, family members and friends, not just family members, friends as well. But luckily, we don't have a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
We have few friends, few real friends. Um and we don't have anyone in our corner to say, even if we should say, even if they're on the outside and they see something, they're not that kind of friends. Or we don't have them kind of friendship that will say, you know what, insert themselves in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any friend that say, Yasmin A, B, and C, and babe worse because babe, I always a Grinch, me call him Grinch, for real. I don't have any friend that is like that, and thanks be to God, because you have some friendship outside, not
Mm-hmm.
my friend, but you
Mm-hmm.
have some friends where them just want watch and see few things for insert themselves in a people relationship and talk down about your partner, and especially when they don't have that for themselves. But yeah.
So I was just lost in what Babe was saying. Lost in terms of uh, being so encaptured as to what you're saying, because I totally agree. I totally agree. And this is a point that I will always stand true to. Family, like I said, has a place. Friends have a place as well, but it's about managing how much they're exposed to. You know what I mean, and how much you invite them in.
Don't mean to cut you off, babe, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember this part. Um, m- we have, well, where we live, we have family members around, And me and baby would have a disagreement, and we have family members come over, and we talk like there is nothing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
babe, you okay? Or get me this, or babe, what you want? You know, we talk like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And when the family member gone, we that again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we vex with each other, but not vex to the point where we're gonna disrespect or malice each other. But we just know
Mm-hmm.
say time out. Probably be put me upon time out, or me put me upon time out. But
Yeah.
the why I bring up this why I bring this up this point is because, again, we don't insert family members in a relationship, because one of the things is too, sometimes when you will forgive, the family member won't.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God we don't have any form of instances where we need to go to a family member to vent,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what happens sometimes in some marriage. Sometimes they have problems, people have problems and issues where they think that, oh, me need for talk to my mother, me need for talk to my sister, whoever. But thank God, that kind of wood, we don't have the problem, we don't have them problem there
Yep.
where we
Yep.
need
Yep.
we need help like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if we ever need help, I'd rather go to a counselor.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the last, I think we can't end without mentioning this as well. Being married young, especially if a child becomes a part of the marriage, it's important to understand how how we're going to operate now going forward as a family. Because now it's not just two of us. Now it's three of us. You know what I mean? And especially in the early stages, it's 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 less about us, but more about our newborn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More about or chase. So it's it's important to, I'd say, find a balance, because you don't want to leave your marriage on life support. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you want you want to give your child all the attention in the world.
Indeed,
As,
yeah.
especially in the early stages, you want to give them all the attention in the world. So I'd say it's a work in progress for us, because our son is under 2 years old. You know what I mean? So he's still in that phase where he requires a lot of, I'd say,
Attention.
hands on. You know what I mean? Hands on attention. Which, with that hands on attention, that um gives less of this kind of hands on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost like you have to purposely try to balance uh maintaining the marriage plus giving your child 100%.
Right.
And for me, it's like I said, it's a work in progress, and for babe, I know it's a work in progress as well. For us to maintain, you know.
But I think we've been doing good so far,
Yeah.
because we started sleep training Chase since 7 months. So he's been sleeping right through the night
Yep.
since
Yep.
7 months. His
Mm-hmm.
bedtime is 7 o'clock. Routine. Even if he's on the road, if he goes on vacation, he knows 7 o'clock is bedtime. So if that is good and bad, because sometimes they want to be out after 7 o'clock and he
Yeah.
miserably wants to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but we did that because I work a 9 to 5 job, and I want to be able to see him in the morning. So if he sleep from 7 to 7 p.m., 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Sorry.
Right.
So we sleep train him so that I can get a full sleep, a full 8 hour sleep, and I can see him in the mornings before I go to work, and in the night when I come home from work.
Mm-hmm.
And for us to find time for each other too. So once Chase go to bed at 7 o'clock, we know that we have from 7 and we have until from 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talk to babe. I'm tired.
No, you're right. From
So
7
7
p.m.
p.m. to
Yeah.
7 a.m. in the mornings,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and on our days off, we spend time with each other.
Yeah.
Um, right, for right now, we don't want to do no solo dates right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all the days that all the days them we have so far, Papa is a part of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's by choice.
Choice, yes.
We want him to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Babe go on a lot of dates. Yes, a lot of people tell us, you need to find time with some alone time. But listen, our apartment is comfortable and we do a lot of alone time. So if we're going out, we're going to bring our papa for now. We have no problem bringing our papa.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
is it. We are doing good.
Yeah.
I believe, because again, on our days off, we spend a lot of time with each
Yep.
other.
Yep.
And in marriage, you cannot forget to date your spouse. You have to
Yep.
keep dating your spouse. Not
Mm-hmm.
because you get married, you have to upkeep yourself and you have to keep dating. And
Mm-hmm.
we've been doing that and it's working out for us.
Yep. So it's hard work. It's work that is rewarded. You know what I mean? Just make sure you find the right person. Don't rush the decision. You know what I mean? Marriage not run go nowhere. But if you're lucky enough to find that person, hold on to the person. And yeah, make the ultimate step when you are ready. And trust me, you're gonna know. Men, you're going to know when you're ready. You know what I mean? And a lot of times the females even give you hints to say, hey, where the pan? 5 years now we are there. What go on?
So,
Well, you
Babe,
remember?
you didn't know before?
You know?
You know, say you did make the right decision.
I think for me it wasn't just even one moment. And that as well, it not gonna be like this boom and angels over your head that say, yeah, go, go, go. It not gonna be just that. You got well, for me at least, you gotta have a series of events where I gotta say, no man, but this has happened too often for me not for me not realize the trend. You know what I mean? And some persons are lucky enough to have this one um great opportunity with them say, yo, after 2 months, she man, she it. That's no problem. You know what I mean? But seeing that for us it was a little different because Bay was away, I was at someplace else. So the the together time wasn't always as much as we needed. You know what I mean? So for me, I had to work extra hard just to make sure that the decision was a right one. And yeah, that is it. So guys, that is a new kind of content. You know, if there's any topics that we cover about marriage or anything else, let us know. You
We've been
know,
doing a lot of these
yeah,
contents because we have friends, we have acquaintance, and just people who just admire us
yeah,
on the internet. They ask us about our relationship to how we manage. Another topic we need to speak on to is how we manage our relationship with Chase.
yeah.
That's for a new topic. So stay tuned, guys. Please watch the video, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next video. Take care for now.
Later.
Bye.
Yeah.